Hello everyone and welcome to the explanation of a new problem. So in this video, we are going to discuss the question number 2 of Lead Code Weekly Contest 245, which is maximum number of removable characters. So I'm going to switch to whiteboard directly over here and okay. Yeah. So in this question, we are given two strings S and P, and it is given that in the initial condition, it is guaranteed that P, AB is a substring of S, A, B, C, A, C, B. Sorry, subsequence. So for the people who don't know what a subsequence is, let me quickly describe over here. So if we have a string A, B, C, D, and if we have a string AC, we say that AC is a subsequence of A, B, C, D. Why? Because we can remove certain characters in this string without changing the relative order of each character and still obtain the second string, right? So if I just go on and remove B and D, I'm getting A and C without changing the relative order, which means that AC is a subsequence of A, B, C, D. Had this been C, B, A, D, then there was no way without changing the relative order that I would have gotten AC out of this string. Hence, AC is not the subsequence of this string, but AC is a substring of a subsequence of this string. Perfect. So now you guys know what a subsequence is. Let's go into the question. So the question is we have an array removable, and this removable actually represents certain numbers. These numbers are actually the indices of the string S. So indice of string S with 3 is actually this A over here, right? 1 is this B over here, and 0 is this A over here. Okay. So we are being instructed that go ahead and remove the character on the index 3. So I just went ahead and removed the character at index 3. Now the string that I'm left with is ABCCB. Is ABCCB still, is AB still the subsequence of ABCCB? Yes, because we are getting A and B from over here. This means that even after removing k equal to 1 index, k equal to 1 character from the string S, I was able to maintain the property of subsequence. Okay, I go ahead and I remove this. So now I've lost this A and I've lost this B. Is B still a subsequence? Yeah. Why? Because I'm getting this A and this B from over here, which means after removing k equal to 2 characters, I was still able to maintain this property. Now I go ahead and remove the 0th character, which is this A over here. Now CCB is no longer, this property is no longer maintained as AB is not a subsequence of CCB, right? So at k equal to 3, if I remove the characters, the subsequence property is lost. So my answer, what is my answer over? Is it 1? Is it 2? My answer would be the maximum k that I can choose such that the subsequence property is still valid. I'll repeat, my answer would be the maximum value of k such that after removing the first k, see indices, these are actually, so k equal to 1 gave me actually, I think I made a mistake. Yeah. So see, we are actually removing from the start itself. So when I say k equal to 1, I'm removing the one index from the start in the removable array. When I say k equal to 2, I'm removing these two. When I say k equal to 3, I'm removing all three, right? So this is how k is being maintained. So the maximum value of k such that the subsequence property is maintained is what will give me my answer over here. That is k equal to 2. And as you can see, the answer is 2 over. I hope this is clear. Now, let's understand how will you find out if at each moment, if at each removal, P is still a subsequence of S. Now, this is a simple, I shall say, two-pointer approach. Let me, I drew over it and now it's not visible. No worries, I'll just erase it. So I have A, B, C, A, C, B, and I have A, B. Let's maintain one pointer on this A. See, what we are trying to do is we are trying to actually find this P inside this S, right? So, okay, put a pointer over A. Can you, and start iterating from the beginning over this S. Can I find an A? Yeah, I just did. Okay. So I found an A. I no need to find it again. Now I'm going to try and find B. Coincidentally, I found B at the next very step. So basically, I was able to find the characters in the relative order that they are actually present in P. With the same relative order, they are present in S also. This means that P is a subsequence of S. Now, I'm going to jump a little bit ahead because I know that at k equal to 2 also I'll find this available with me. Okay, let me not jump. Let me not jump. Let's say that I went ahead and removed k equal to 1, which means the third over here. I remove this a. Still, I guess you guys are able to understand. I'll be able to find this a. Then this pointer will move to b, and I'll be able to find this b. And yeah, that gave me my answer. Now, I remove this a 1. So I remove this p. Is p still a subsequence of s? Let's try to find a. Okay, yeah, you got your a. Right. Now we are trying to find b. We got our a. Now we're trying to find b. C is not b. C is not b. B is b. We found b. So p is a subsequence of s. Now when we are removing the zeroth index also over here, a, you start searching for a. You did not find a over here. You did not find a over here. You did not find a anywhere, and you reach the end of the string s. This means that p can definitely not be a subsequence of s. So this simple linear loop will be capable of finding whether p is a subsequence of s, right? I say linear why? Because actually I think let's say that s is of length n and p is of length m. So your complexity will be O of n, because n is the string with the greater size, right? Obviously s is a greater size. We are trying to uh, you're trying to prove that S is a subsequence of P. Definitely S will have a greater size, and hence ON, right? Now, one another loop uh, you'll use another loop over this removable array, right? Let's say that the removable array's length is K. Fine. So one loop to iterate over K. Go ahead and remove the third index. Find whether they are subsequences. Then go ahead and remove k equal to 2, which means first two. Find if they are subsequence. Then go ahead and remove k equal to 3, all three. Find if they are subsequence. This way, you are actually looping over this removable thing, and you are looping over S and P to find whether they are subsequence or not. So I think the brute force complexity over here that you will achieve is ONK. Now this is actually not working. If you try to use this, this will give you a TLE. It is not allowing you to actually use this complexity. You have to optimize this a little bit. And what optimization will you use? That is very easy to understand. You will use binary search. What you're going to do is you're going to divide this removable array again and again. Let's say you had this removable array such as 3, 1, 0, 4. You divide it, you try this combination, right? Uh, if subsequence with all, let's say that you remove the character at index 3 and 1 from S, and still the subsequence was being maintained, and there's a possibility that subsequence will also be maintained if 3, 1, 0 are taken together, right? This means that see, you prove that for k equal to 2, subsequence property is being maintained, right? For k equal to 2, subsequence property is being maintained. Then there's no point in proving for k equal to 1, right? Obviously, it will be possible. Let me take this example a little longer so that you are able to actually appreciate the grasp of this. Now I'm taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You divided this array using binary search, and you found your answer is it subsequence or not for k equal to 3. If it's a subsequence of k equal to 3, we can say that it is subsequence for k equal to 2 and k equal to 1. So this means that now we have to look over k equal to 4, k equal to 5, and k equal to 6. Again, you will divide this into two parts. Let's say it's carried over here. For k equal to 5, let me say for k equal to 5, this is not a subsequence. This means that you will discard this portion and you will consider this portion. This is how, using binary search, you actually won't have to loop over this removable array and reach the complexity O and K, you'll be able to solve this in the complexity of O n log K. And that's how you will get your answer. I hope the explanation of this problem was clear. Now we'll move to the pseudocode. But actually, before we go towards the pseudocode, I need to tell you one more thing. How would we remove some index from a particular string, right? Let's say that we had to remove this index 3, which represents this character A from the string. How would you do that? Actually, you do not need to remove anything. You just need to discard this particular A from consideration when you are actually calculating the subsequence. So there are two ways of doing this. One would be if you maintain a set, right? Maintain a set of the indices where the character needs to be removed. And if you are at that same index, just move your iterator, right? So let's say you are iterating on S using some iterator I. And if this I reaches an index which falls in the value of those sets. So let's say the elements in the removable array are something like 3, 1, and 0. And your current valid set only contains of 3 and 1. So when I becomes 3 or I becomes 1, you will just do I plus plus, right? You will move one step forward. No need to worry about that. This is one method. Other method would be to replace, let's say your string S is this A, B, C, A, C, B, and for some reason you have to remove this. So instead of removing, we replace it with some arbitrary symbol or some character, right? So it is given in the question that all these characters are lowercase. So you could have chosen, you can choose anything that is not lowercase alphabet. It can be a dash, it can be a star, it can be a hash, it can be a capital X, it can be a capital A. Completely your choice. So these are the two ways where with which you can handle. And of course, if while you're iterating over your S using the index I, and if a star dash hash X or capital A occurs, you will just do I plus plus, right? So it's completely up to you which method you will choose. I have actually implemented both of them, and for some reason, this particular one gives a little optimized time. This method was giving me the solution which was faster than 25% of Java solutions, and this was giving me a solution which was faster than 75% of total solutions. So obviously this one was better. So I'm gonna write the pseudocode for this one itself, and I'll be replacing my characters with star. Okay. Let me begin with the pseudocode. So my first step would be to create an array, character array, right? Uh, which will I have actually a string right now. I want to convert it into a character array so that it's easily manipulatable. So I think that would be very easy for Java, C++, and Python users. I think Java, it has a direct function to char array. Not sure about C++. Anyways, so let's just say that you have an array characters. Characters is an array which contains each and every character of the character present in the string just in the array form. So I'm going to write s dot to character array. This is actually a Java function as it is. I mean, I think C and A are capital and it's actually two char array. But anyways, you get this. This is pseudocode. It does not need to follow the exact syntax, right? Now, like I mentioned, we'll be using binary search. Let's just write our boundaries. Low equal to 0 and high will be removable dot length, right? Perfect. Now we'll begin a while loop. I'm going to write this very quickly. I'm sure you guys must be highly acquainted with binary search algorithm now. So we need a mid. Our mid will be low plus high divided by 2, right? Then what we're going to do is we are going to actually remove those particular indices. I mean, if your removable array was something like 0, 1, 2, 3, your mid reads somewhere over here, you need this. So these two indices in your S character array would be replaced by some symbol, and I mentioned that I'll be using the symbol star. So for I equal to 0 till I equal to mid, or I less than mid actually, uh, yeah, character removable I will be replaced by what? A star. Since it's a character, it will come in single inverted commas. In Python, it does not matter. In C++ Java, you need to take. Right. Now, let's check if after removing P is still a subsequence of S. Let's assume that I have created a function for it, for checking it, and I'm going to name it is sub. Let me keep this S capital, is sub, right? And I'm going to pass what? PNS, basically my characters array, where I've removed comma P, right? And if this is true, if this is true, it means that they are still forming a subsequence. So maybe my answer actually lies in the second half of the array, which means my low will be changed. Low will now become mid plus one. Simple binary search, right? Okay, I need to shift a little below. If this does not happen, right? If this does not happen, which means my else case. So this means that I need to convert this star back to their original character. And for that, see, uh, I made change in character, but I still have my S string intact, right? This is another advantage of using that character array. So it's simple. So inside else, your for loop will again work from I equal to 0 till I less than mid, right? And what you're going to do is character removable I will become same as Si, right? Si will represent the character which is at Si, or I'm sorry, S at removable I. Not writing complete removable, but I hope you get the gist since you're listening to the audio also. Its characters removable I is equal to S removable I, right? And of course, since how shall I put it? Since this condition was failing, which means that we have to go to the lower half. This would mean that our I has now become mid minus one. Perfect. And once this entire looping and everything is done, we need to return R. Right? This is what is representing my optimal value of K, my maximum K, which is going to give me my answer, right? Now, one thing that I left is how to create this is sub, right? I explained this in the explanation also, but still I'm going to maintain this. So is sub. What is it taking? It is taking an character array as an argument, and it is taking the string p as an argument. So mind you guys, this is character array and this is string. Char array and this is string. Right now, I'm going to iterate over character array using I. So I equal to 0, and on p I'm going to iterate over using j. Perfect. Now simple two pointer while loop. While I is less than len of character and j is less than len of p, what I'm going to do is, if I do not encounter any star, I'll keep on continuing. Otherwise, I'll move one step ahead, right? So if, okay, let me even do one thing. Char of char s, the immediate character that I'm looking over will be character I, the character of s. Similarly, uh, character of p that I'm looking over will be ej. If I do not encounter if char s is not equal to my star. This means I'm going on the right track. Also, I need to check if they are not equal, right? Because if they're equal, the problem will come. So char s equal char p. Actually, we are looking for equal condition now, because if we find equal, this means that our subsequence is forming, right? So it should not be equal to star, and it should be equal. I mean, the immediate character from the string s and immediate character from the string p should be same. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to increment my j plus plus, right? Because actually I found the character from p that I need to look for in s. This means j plus plus. Otherwise, if this condition is not being satisfied, if I found a star or if they are unequal, then I plus plus. As simple as that, right? Acha. When will this while loop otherwise also? Okay, this while loop is over, right? This while loop is over. Now what I need to check is if my j has reached its end, right? If j is equal to len p, this would mean that I have successfully found all the characters of p inside s even after removal. This means that I'm going to return true. Otherwise, I'm going to return false. So this is how our code is going to work. I have explained how are we going to use the binary search over here to, let me minimize this if possible. Yeah. So I have used my binary search to find the optimal mid value till which we are going to remove. And after removal, we will send this inside is subsequence. If it is if it is actually subsequence and we are returning true, this means that we need to check the upper half of the array, because till mid we have found till mid we removed the indices, yet we were getting subsequence, which means our answer can be in the second half. Otherwise, our answer will be in the first half. So I hope the explanation and the pseudocode was clear to you. So now go and try this question on your own. Try that set method also, which I explained, which will be less time optimized, but still give it a try, because I think the number of coding lines in that particular method will be a little less, because you won't be actually needing this star, right? So I think you will be saving 2 lines here, then you will be saving 2 lines over here, I think. Okay, so I hope this is done and dusted. Thank you.